On to the third part of 3 here. So we're going to take a look at the student view of the sharing process concerning the documents. Okay, so we're going to create a document, a new document, lesson 3 of 3, of course. You can see the features that I'm using, I used in the last 2. So I set up my lesson template here. And you can see I can throw in a pre-made heading. That's pre-made for me already. I just click and choose the heading I wish to use. Alright, now goal of this is to set up a collection. Your student sets up the collection and shares it with you. And when you have shared your view-only documents, they can copy those documents, put it in their collection that they share with you, and now you end up getting their work, their personal individual work, with very little maintenance or upkeep after you've done this for the first time. So there's a number of steps we're going to go through here. Lesson activities. Obviously, we've created the document. We are highlighting some of the document features again. We're going to share this lesson with a student using the collection. Then we're going to switch to the student's viewpoint and see what they will see when we share this lesson. They will need to copy the lesson, this document, and they'll rename it with their name on it. Then they're going to make a collection, share it with us as the teacher. And then they'll be able to drag and drop. They'll be able to organize their documents into this collection, and it automatically shares it with us or the teacher. And no other thought is needed to be given to this process. So, questions we want to answer by the end of this video. How can collections be shared? Documents submitted with students, and how can the teacher then network in a way his or her classroom so each student is sharing their individual work with them. Alright, so we've already taken care of the first 2, obviously. And let's go ahead and move on to sharing our new document, lesson 3, with the class that we created in previous videos. So we go back to the home page, the home interface here. We click on it. We're going to drag and drop right into the class docs collection. Again, this is already pre-shared from last video. It's shared with a number of account holders, or we could say students in this case scenario. So now the students will have lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3 documents. Now they have, you'll see the private to me and 6 more here at lesson 3. And you'll notice that the settings are view only. So the students can't make any changes to the document I gave them. They can just see it. Now, let's take a look at the student's viewpoint of this. So the student logs in. And upon logging in, they'll end up going to their mail first. When they go to their mail, the student will see an email that states that this user has shared class docs with you. So they open up their documents homepage interface, and you'll see that there's no collections. They haven't been in here yet. But collections shared with me, there is collections shared with me. In fact, it's the same lessons that we just created in the teacher account. Now, if the student goes to click on this, they're not going to see the exact same screen as we've been accustomed to. There's no editing bar at the top. It's just a blue bar, and I can try to type on this, but nothing's really going to happen. So I have to go, and if I'm the student, I have to make a copy in order for me to edit anything on this. So I hit File, and I scroll down, and I just simply click Make a Copy. There's other options, but all you want to do is click Make a Copy. In a sense, this is like an instantaneous digital copy machine here. Only the student's doing this work, not the teacher. And it takes 10 seconds to do. So what happens is this copy will become the student's copy. Now, in order for the student, you can see the difference here between the top bars here. Now, I can copy, I can add, I can edit to this. But we want to make sure the student has a unique title to it, and yet keeps and retains the name, the title name. So we just have them put their name on it. Again, just putting their name on it. Again, this is private. Nobody can see this at this time. The student has full rights to it, but nobody else. So we'll name our student Bobby. So Bobby puts her name on it, his name on it. It's okay. And now you're going to notice that Bobby sees even the changes I made right before Bobby got on there. So why don't we go ahead and check off what we've done on Bobby's copy here. So we have shared the lesson with the student. We logged in as the student. Now the student has his or her name on it. Okay. As they go through this process, it becomes very easy for them to become accustomed to this. So we're going to check this off. Student renames. And now they have their own copy of the same exact document we made as the teacher. So the student goes back to the Docs page, Docs home interface page, and you can see that they can see the shared documents with me. But now they have their own documents because they copied the document from me, and it has their name on it, Bobby Lesson 3. The others are only viewable still. Now, the student's going to need to have a collection. So the student goes up to the left sidebar and again creates a new collection. This is going to force the student to keep organized. If he has multiple classes, this is still going to make him be organized, because in order to get the work to the teacher, he has to put the work in a collection, and then the correct collection. So we're going to call this Bobby Class Docs Inbox. This is where he submits his documents. And right now, only he can see this collection. Now, just like we did when we shared the collection as the teacher, Bobby can then go ahead and obviously share this with the teacher, him or herself. So now the teacher will have a direct connection to Bobby's collection. So Bobby shares it with a teacher, in this case test user, and he makes sure that it can be edited by the teacher. So anything that goes into this collection, the share settings will again change to the settings of the collection. So they really don't have to go through all the sharing settings after this one instance, as long as they've done it correctly the first time. So we're going to color code this to keep it easy for Bobby to organize throughout his semester. Now you'll notice that in the all items, all documents show up. We're going to drag and drop it into there. You'll notice that the little blue tag comes up on the right of that document, meaning it's now placed into that collection. And you're going to notice down here, obviously me or the student created it at this time. And if I click here, on the right side, you're going to see the settings for sharing. And now we see that by just drag and dropping into the collection, the sharing settings have changed. And you can see who is part of that collection. And the teacher will see the same thing on his or her other end. So you can customize that as you want, collapse and uncollapse various settings here. So let's do this again. Just a review of the copy process. So obviously they can't share it now because they don't have rights to it. They can only see it. So they can't share things that you don't let them. You obviously put the name on it, you copy. The student puts the name on it. It's the same document as before. No changes. Okay, private to me only, meaning nobody else can see it, but we want to share it. This time we're going to share it using the organizational tab. So we go up here and we hit organize. Now go to the actions bar, organize, click the collection that you want it to go into, and now you'll see the blue tag show up next to it. Settings again have changed. And now the teacher has two things, lesson 3 and lesson 2 from the student. And only the teacher and the student can see it. It's completely private. So let's do it one more time. Copy it, put your name on it, go back to the Google interface, Docs interface, put it in the collection that's shared. Quite simple and quite easy. So they click on it. Now we're going to go down in the lower right hand, go click this, click the organize on the right hand, and click the collection you want. Again, you can drag and drop, no problem, but we're going to do it this way just for example purposes. And again, you see that the blue tag shows up next to lesson 1. So now the student has shared his or her copy of lesson 1, 2, and 3 with the teacher. And you'll see again that because we put in that collection, the settings have all changed. And now the teacher and the student can edit, and you can see here what both the teacher and the student will see. So let's go ahead and go to the teacher view. So the student has shared his or her work. Bobby has submitted his work through the inbox. Now you'll see when we go into the Gmail that we get an email notifying us that Bobby shared a collection with us. So we can click on that collection. It's going to take us to our Google Docs because that's where the collection is located. And it'll take us right to the collection, and it's placed under collection shared with me. And now you'll see in all items Okay, and then you can see how they're divided up. My collections, I see mine only, and then shared collections, I see Bobby's lessons. So I click on Bobby's inbox and I see that. I click on it and I have full editing rights as the teacher, so I can help out the student, I can watch what the student's doing during class, I can offer comments and so forth. So I can completely interactively engage the student online using Google Docs, wherever, whenever in the world. So how can collections be used to share documents with students? And I hope that you are able to answer or begin to think about how a teacher or yourself can network your classroom using the collections in a similar fashion that was shown on this video. So we can check off everything on our list, and let's do one more thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at organizing the collections that are shared with us. It's very simple. We make our own collection. So say I don't want to have to go through 83 different collections underneath collections shared with me. So I want to put down student work. That could be a specific class or just general here. Now, all I have to do is organize my student work or student inboxes that were shared with me, and I just go ahead and click student work. I organize it in that collection, so now it's in 2. And now when I go under student work, okay, I can change the color so I know everything that was turned in is purple. And now I just drag and drop that collection, you can see, into that student work collection. And now I have my student work in my own collection, and I can make classes and so forth.